Asmongold might be one of the most tragic figures in internet history. He's essentially had the digital version of Arthas's character arc from World of Warcraft. He used to be this, like, beloved hero. He was humble, you know, like, he wasn't perfect, but he was humble enough that, like, you could just kind of, like, look past his flaws and accept him for who he was. And then one day, after some time away, he came back, and he just wasn't the same. He just wasn't the same. Something happened to him when he went to Northrend, and Asmongold, he's not Asmongold anymore. He's someone else. He's someone else. He's not the guy who stayed up for like 20 fucking hours live streaming classic World of Warcraft launch day, a stream that I was there for the entirety of. He has turned into a parody of himself, like genuinely flanderized version of himself. And I know that most of you guys were not fans or did not even know who Asmongold was before he became a right-wing grifter, but back when he was just the WoW guy, he was actually pretty woke. To this day, I still remember times where he was arguing with chatters that were, like, spamming the tryhard emote. If you don't know what that means, then don't worry about it. You know, just let me be old. But people would spam the tryhard emote as sort of a racist dog whistle, and Asmongold would call people out for it, even banned the emote from his chat because people were using it to be racist. And when people said, "What do you mean? How's it racist, Asmongold? How's it racist?" He would look into the camera and say, "You know what you're doing. I don't need to explain. You know what you're doing." And then he would ban them. He would ban people who misgendered trans YouTubers whose videos he'd react to and support and signal boost back in the day. If you said anything transphobic in his chat or dead-named or misgendered the YouTuber, he would give you a warning, and if you didn't follow the warning, you'd get a ban. That was the kind of guy Asmongold was before. That's why I almost feel like he has to be playing a character almost. Like, purposefully playing a character that is trying to be as stupid as possible. And I'm not gonna lie, I have a feeling that watching this next part in the back and forth between the Birdman and Asmongold is going to cement that opinion even harder in me. I do not believe that Asmongold actually believes what he is saying. I don't. I genuinely don't. I think he's fully just decided to become this awful character, this awful persona, maybe just because he thinks it's funny. And he has fuck you money, so what's the worst that could happen? Maybe he just wants to see how far he can take it before Twitch says, okay, we gotta shut you down no matter how popular you are. Maybe he's just trying to see how far he can take it before he says something so crazy it all implodes. I don't know. The fuck you mean Asmongold used to be pro-trans? That does not sound real. Oh yeah, you wanna bet? You wanna bet? Hold on. You wanna bet? So, one of many YouTubers that Asmongold used to react to back in the day was Barney Beekeeper, a WoW YouTuber who is also a trans woman, and Asmongold would quite consistently call out transphobes in the chat whenever he'd be reacting to one of her videos. Hell, just the fact that he'd be watching and supporting trans YouTubers that he knows are trans, this is just a different Asmongold you're about to get a peek at, and I feel like you should see this if you're going to fully understand what I mean when I say I used to be a fan of this guy, and he was different.
I have waited to watch this video for a long time.
This video is sponsored by NordVPN.
I like the graphic there.
Hey, what's up?
Okay, here we go.
Barney
Dear
Beekeeper
Barney
videos are
Beekeeper,
fantastic.
you have been
by the way.
nominated for Horde Content Creator of the Year. Because this bit takes place back when you actually made videos, please come to Moonglade on January...
Wait.
So there I was, January
They
18th,
invited him there?
2020, gathered with what was possibly the entire population of
This is before like Barney Beekeeper was out about being trans, by the way, but there's I forget which video it is, but eventually she's out about it, and then the chat's like discoursing about it, and he's warning people in the chat they're gonna get banned if they say anything transphobic. I like distinctly remember this happening because he was very consistently like a fan of Barney Beekeeper, and it's just wild to see. Oh my god, it's wild to see the fact that he's become, like, transphobic now.
To celebrate our server's success and
This might actually be where he finds out and corrects himself,
community.
actually.
On
Holy
this
shit.
sacred night of festivities, the Horde and the Alliance would lower their weapons of war, craft, and instead raise a tankard of Rumsey Rum Black Label to the
Wow.
grub mob. A toast to all those who make our server great. And plus 15 stamps for 15
Jesus,
minutes.
dude.
Nice. The sheer volume
See, this is the kind of stuff that makes the game fun, dude. This is really cool. Like, the spurgery is what sucked, man. I wish our server was like this. That was so badass. Come to Grob? Maybe I should, man. Maybe I should. I'll have to see where I'm gonna go for TBC, man.
of people at this event was
Those who know. Sadly, when TBC released, it was a big trend to hate on Blizzard at the time. For valid reasons. Blizzard had done some pretty awful stuff in that time. Even I was trying to put together a fan guild, and half of my chat was like, I'll never support Blizzard. Because that was like the trend at the time. And Asmongold jumped on that trend, choosing to boycott WoW TBC Classic, basically. And instead started covering the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. And it was basically all downhill from there. But guy, I need you to know, Asmongold was just... He was completely different politically back in the day. And you can just tell from watching that, he wasn't this, like, mean, sarcastic asshole. You can just... Yeah, he looks happier, doesn't he? He looks happier, he looks healthier. Anyway, just need you to know. It feels like he was so self-aware back then about the kind of guy he is now. Like, he used to make jokes about the kind of people that he has turned into, and I literally mean, like, down to the exact political takes he has now. It feels like he has consciously chosen to Flanderize into a character that he knows is a bad person, that he knows is wrong on every issue.
Our pal Asmongold has responded to yours truly for the second time, and it's as dumb as the first time, only it's a fair bit longer than the previous response, but not by that much. I mean, his first response was about 40 minutes, and this one is just under an hour. And I bring up the length of his response for two reasons. The first is to prepare you for the length of this video. I don't enjoy making long videos.
I love the Birdman, and I do want to watch this whole video off stream, but for the sake of two things, which is brevity of this video, you know, and also not literally fucking stealing the Birdman's entire fucking video, we're only gonna watch a little chunk of it, give you guys a little bit of a taste, you know, give my commentary and my takes, and like, particularly some of Asmongold's claims against the Birdman, because I want to kind of add my own perspective to debunk his claims on top of what the Birdman says. It give you guys a little taste, and hopefully it makes you guys want to go watch the whole video yourselves without any commentary interrupting it too.
Videos because the edit you see is significantly shorter than the time it took for me to edit. This is time and energy I can be spending on other non-YouTube parts of my life, but I do so because if nothing else, I am thorough. The second reason is because Asmongold is a liar and a hypocrite. As you will soon see, his excuse for not responding to my 1 hour video is that it's too long and his audience will zone out. But hilariously, his response to me is literally 1 hour long. Mind you, my video was 16 minutes. His response was over 3.5 times longer than my video, but he lies and says his audience doesn't want to watch a response to a 1 hour long video. Is that why you made a 1 hour long video, Zach? No, you see, what happened is that Asmongold is a coward. He pre-watches.
The one part of Asmongold being a Flanderized intentional character that what doesn't add up with that theory is the fact that he refuses to debate anybody. Like, you would think if he, at the end of the day, knows that what he's doing is playing a character that's wrong, and maybe he wants to see that character like implode at some point, you would think he would allow for that character to be challenged by someone like even Hassan, or at least, you know, maybe even Destiny, or any progressive person, like to actually do a debate of any kind, which he refuses to do. It's weird how protective he is of this character's reputation and the perception people have that he's correct all the time, if he is consciously aware that he's just like playing a character, you know? So maybe my theory is wrong. You know, all the evidence doesn't quite add up. It's possible he has genuinely just gone insane and lost his critical thinking skills, but just feels so, like, I don't know, like, I don't feel like losing a family member would drive me to insanity, you know, like in the way that supposedly it did for Asmongold, if you believe, you know, the internet theories.
Videos off stream, decides if that video is too difficult for him to respond to, and then he mimes on stream like he's watching a video for the first time. The length of the thing he's responding to is completely irrelevant. This son of a bitch streams every day from 6 to 8 hours at a time. My video would have been an eighth of the length of his entire stream. So in reality, he realized he couldn't refute the things I said in that video, and he did what all cowards.
Why all baby white men too much? I mean, not in general. I mean, Asmongold specifically is someone I used to be a fan of. You know, like I used to, back when he wasn't some right-wing, racist, homophobic chud bag, when he was actually like a chill, humble, kind dude who called out racists and homophobes and transphobes in his chat, I was a fan of him. And he was very self-aware at that time. Like, he was very, like, snappy, so to speak. I don't know what you would call it. Like, he was aware of these issues. Like, he wasn't just not racist. He wasn't just not homophobic. He was, like, kind of informed in a way that feels as though he has to be consciously playing himself down. It reminds me of Anna Kasparian a little bit. Like how Anna Kasparian is choosing to repeat takes that she has thoroughly destroyed in the past. And it's like, how can you have destroyed this take in the past with like rigorous evidence, and now you just blurt it out and, you know, you don't care to back up your position? I think it's because you know you can't, because you've destroyed this position in the past and know it's wrong. That's what I think Asmongold is doing.
Words do. Duck the smoke and wait for the heat to die down. So in all likelihood, this is exactly what he's going to do to this video, because I'm about to body bag this coward for 100 minutes straight. Let's get on with it.
Exposing the grift, Asmongold doesn't understand DEI and affirmative action. Uh-oh. This will be good. Round 2? Yes. Well, it's a shorter video.
It's actually round 3. You were knocked down in round 2 and got saved by the bell, remember? But did you all hear what he just said? It's a shorter video? Shorter than what video, Zach? Because my first video was less than 10 minutes, and the one you're responding to is just under 17. You see, he just let slip that he watched my hour-long video, proving that he purposefully avoided responding to it. Because he's a coward and realized he couldn't show his audience me dismantling his arguments. Arguments so paper-thin and surface level, they could be used for veneers. Veneers he clearly needs.
I mean, let's be real, it's true. You know, Asmongold chose to attack me when he saw my tweet. He literally saw my tweet. He like, it's not even worth me responding to him because it's so in passing and so brief, but he saw my tweet of him talking about Marathon being woke because of, like, the color palette and the aesthetic of it, and the fact that the devs have pronouns in their bio. He's talking about Marathon being woke. And I quote tweeted that clip. It was something along the lines of, we live in a time of retardation that rivals the Dark Ages. And he got really mad about that tweet and then said that I was uglier than him. That is the kind of thing that makes me feel like he's playing like he's self-aware and playing a character. Like, he knows he's bald. He knows he's like Gollum build. He knows he's missing a lot of teeth and doesn't take care of himself and takes pride in that fact, brags about it. And like, I'm not saying I'm like a Giga Chad stud or anything, but let's just say I'm not particularly self-conscious about my appearance. It's just like, why would he go after me? Why would he go after me on the grounds of appearance of all things? It's like, okay, come on, you're trolling, right? Like, right? There's no way he's that delusional, right?
Lord of the Fleas has blessed us with yet another shit take on Twitter, this time alleging that black people benefit from systematic racism.
Correct.
We're going to debunk this nonsensical claim.
Thank God.
And
Like, he's proud of being a retard, like in a way that feels too over the top to be real. I just can't believe it.
this time, I'll try to be as brief as I can for old double-digit IQ here, because my last video was too long for him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit around and react to a fucking video that's an hour and a half long.
It's his rotted attention span from all of the brain rot conservative slop content that he reacts to on a daily basis. On top of that, I feel like the reason why his content is so effective and he's attracted so many people is, like, genuinely pay attention to Asmongold's eyebrows. They're unironically hypnotic. Like, he has hypnotic bouncing eyebrows. It's like watching a game of Pong or like a non-stop like Subway Surfers clip running in the background at all times. Just watching his eyebrows bounce around. It's like they're unpredictable. You can't look away because you're constantly wondering like which eyebrow is going to do what next.
It's too long. Yeah, it is. It's too long.
We know that's your excuse, Zach.
That's what she said.
That's why I said that. But it's pretty funny how you act like you have anything better to do with your pathetic life. All you do is sit in that chair reacting to shit on the internet for 6 to 8 hours every single day. You literally—
Whoa. Come on, Birdman. Bro. Come on. I'm catching strays here.
sat here responding to my 16-minute video for an hour. It literally took you getting banned on Twitch for you to go to the dentist and get those circa 1923 pennies you call teeth looked at for the first time in 20 years. You have literally nothing better to do. You just don't have the balls to admit when you've been had. And friend, you were had. So I'll have to re-explain the start-stop buttons for you, Zach, because you were too pussy to respond to my previous video where I cooked your monkey ass for over an hour. You know, the one where your excuse for ducking me was, an hour is too long for me to grift. That's like...
Yeah, it is, because the viewers are going to get bored. It takes too long. Like, we've got other things we need to go through and talk about. I don't have all day to talk about one thing.
See what I mean? Like, he doesn't even correct the claim that he's a grifter, like that kind of thing. I feel like I'm real, Cell 21. Real as fuck. That is a good one. Like, dude, like, it feels like... I don't know, maybe he's literally the world's dumbest person. It might have actually happened. Like, maybe grief can drive a man to complete loss of sentience, like supposedly has happened to Asmongold. But I've never... it's hard to believe. IDK-Zan, you were wrong about Kamala in your shark debate. Yeah, I was wrong that Kamala could win. That's true. My position was that Biden should have stayed in the race because Kamala likely won't have a lot of time to run, and we should have stayed with like the relatively guaranteed victory of Biden, and that Kamala was kind of a gamble. But you know, maybe Kamala manages to bring out more popularity in the end, and I bet on her actually doing pretty damn well. He was able to watch Hassan debate with Ethan. Asmongold was? Yeah, I mean, Asmongold is making excuses, obviously.
I love the Freudian slip here, instantly demonstrating why having low impulse control and pausing before you fully heard a point being made is a bad thing. I said an hour is too long to grift. He immediately pauses and says, yeah, an hour is too long for me to grift.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't it strange how you respond to the video where I barely talk about you at all, where you lied and claimed I called you racist the whole video?
That's sad. Wow, mic drops, I know. So basically, this guy spent his entire video calling me racist.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
That's a fun... it's really interesting how conservatives have turned being called a thought-terminating cliche into a thought-terminating cliche. So, if you don't know what that phrase means, thought-terminating cliche, it's what calling someone racist or bigoted is, technically. Now, calling someone racist can be an accurate description, but oftentimes when someone calls another not oftentimes, but in some cases, when one person calls another person racist, it's meant to be what a thought-terminating cliche. You're meant to say, don't think too much about it, this guy's just a racist. You know what that encompasses. Put this guy in the racist category and leave it at that. Conservatives have basically recognized that using the term racist just to shut down a conversation is not exactly the most honest, good faith way to operate. So they basically accuse the left of falsely accusing them of being racist in order to build this idea that they are a victim, and that the left has no real arguments. All they have is accusations of racism that are not based in reality. And Asmongold takes this idea to the extreme, and where he'll take a video in which he is thoroughly debunked point by point and isn't really attacked on the grounds of, like, the accusation that he's racist or anything like that, he will still try to claim that's all the video is as a defense mechanism because, ironically enough, claiming that he was called a thought-terminating cliche is an effective thought-terminating cliche to get his audience to say, ah, this guy just called him racist, and that's it, just for an hour straight. And then they turn their brains off and refuse to think about any of the criticism that the Birdman sent towards Asmongold. Maybe none of what I just said made sense to you. Maybe I worded that poorly, but hopefully it made sense. I just think that idea is really funny.
You sure about that?
Yeah. Let's ask the AI.
Did Birdman
Does
call
the Birdman
Asmongold racist?
specifically call Asmongold a racist in this video? Explicitly label Asmongold
Background music is a bit high. Ah, I forgot to turn off the background music. Thank you for telling me. I wish I'd knew sooner, but better late than never, am I right?
the racist, but he does argue that the claim Asmongold made on social media is racist.
Bam. Flashbanged. Stunned into silence. This is
You can see him processing some, like, just the most stupid thing he can possibly say next.
precisely what he was trying to avoid by not responding to the other video, as it's full of moments just like that. Instant debunks to the bullshit this moron says. He lied, and we have proof that he lied. These are the things he doesn't want his audience to see, so he comes up with the too long excuse while responding to a 16-minute video for an hour. I'm not even going to get into him being unable to read.
Asmongold basically communicates like the average person you encounter on Twitter, but as like a real person face to face, or like on like with his voice and face attached to it. You know, like when you tweet "I like waffles" and everyone's like, "Oh, so you hate pancakes?" Asmongold's that guy. Like he will watch a clip of you saying "I like waffles," and then he'll go, "Wow, so this guy hates pancakes. Did you hear that, guys? This guy said he fucking hates pancakes. We all saw it, didn't we?" And then the whole chat is like, "Yeah, he did say he hates pancakes. We all saw that. Yeah, we totally all saw that. And we all agree that we saw it." It's like, that is the equivalent of what is happening every day for 8 hours straight on Asmongold's stream.
Birdman specifically.
Yeah, he can't read. No, like, he actually can't read. Like, when he plays video games with any mechanic that requires some kind of tutorial pop-up, he doesn't read said tutorial pop-up. He immediately dismisses it, and then struggles on very basic tutorial levels in, like, every game he plays because he does not read instructions. He takes pride in this, in fact. If you're wondering what kind of political engagement Asmongold does, Asmongold... Let me see if I can find this.
Oh my god.
So here's Asmongold laughing at the Cuphead demo.
This is worse than me. I feel so great right now.
Him trying to play Balatro.
Nice. Okay, so I'm destroying him. Yeah, this guy's getting farmed. Wait, am I supposed to lose that?
Dude, this isn't even the worst example, bro. Where's that one Jedi Survivor clip? That's the crazy one.
299.
Or the Kingdom Come Deliverance one was crazy too.
I lost the tutorial?
He lost the tutorial of Balatro. No, I need more clips. I need more clips of Asmongold. Like, oh my god, it's so bad. Come on. I need that clip. Please. Please. It's so good. Where's that one Jedi Survivor clip? I need that one. Well, I actually cannot fucking find it, bro. Oh, apparently he did the anti-woke brigade on Jedi Survivor, but he played Jedi Fallen Order, you know, just as a gamer, not involved in any culture war nonsense. God, the time difference just is wild. That's crazy. But yeah, he was on the grift train when it came to attacking Jedi Survivor. That's interesting. Anyway, I can't find the clip in particular that I'm thinking of. It's the Jedi Fallen Order I guess it would be hard to find now that he's made a lot of anti-content for the sequel. But God, that clip where he just can't get through the tutorial of Jedi Fallen Order is so fucking funny, dude. I can't find it. I can't find it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't find it. God damn. All right, let's watch a bit more of this Birdman video.
So was it you only said your
read?
claims were racist? Is this the other video? Let me go back and see it. I haven't seen it at all. Let me go pull this up. Right. Okay. So there
Real,
you
his
go.
eyebrows don't ever
Your
stop
own
moving.
AI evaluation says this.
This moment was extremely damning for Asmongold. First, he proves in real time that his comprehension skills are extremely limited. He saw YouTube's AI clearly state, no, the Birdman does not explicitly label Asmongold a racist in this video, but instead argues the claim he made on social media was a racist claim. That's like almost word for word what I said in that first video. So this brings us back to Zach's tweet.
Yeah, he literally did. The guy says, I like waffles, and replies, what the fuck? You just said you hate pancakes. And then Asmongold got his whole chat to agree with him that what that said was he hates pancakes, even though what it literally only said was he likes waffles. It literally happened in real time. Asmongold has unironic Twitter brain.
This claim is racist because it was made by a racist whose entire purpose was to denigrate an entire continent to uphold white supremacist narratives like eugenics. So you see, the point I'd made was a direct refutation of...
Well, Asmongold's like, his position is more or less like you can literally be like wearing a swastika. You could literally be Hitler. Like Hitler himself could be alive, and if you called him racist, then in Asmongold's mind, then he's won the argument. That's genuinely how Asmongold's logical process follows. Like he does not operate on any like we argue the positions type of like that's not the platform he argues on. He doesn't argue positions. He doesn't argue issues. He argues the idea of the left versus the right. He argues the idea of the woke being bad, the woke being a movement that is already a foregone conclusion. It's wrong. It's a matter of how wrong and how bad is the woke movement is the kind of conversation Asmongold has on his show.
The claim that Zach made. He'd made a tweet defending Donald Trump's claim that Somalis were low IQ, and my response was an entire video proving that Trump's claim was a racist claim by going into the history of that claim and showing that it originates from Richard Lynn, a self-proclaimed racist. Again, I'm saying the claim Trump made was racist, and Zach was arguing that it wasn't. In other words, we're not even talking about Zachariah Hoyt. We are talking about Donald J. Trump. Literally at no point in that video did I call Zach a racist, and that's what YouTube's AI communicated here. Somehow, he thinks YouTube saying, no, Birdman didn't call you a racist, is YouTube saying, yes, Birdman did call you a racist. This guy's a moron. And second, Zach's screen is proving that he pre-watches videos he reacts to on stream. If you look at the URL bar when he goes to search...
I won't lie, I pre-watched a little bit of this video, like the first 2 minutes, just because... you know, I wanted to see if it was like juicy, but obviously I'm well into the point where I'm blind on this video.
He has a pre-made URL replete with the exact timestamp he needs to attempt to prove his point. So as you can see, his reactions are not honest or genuine. He comes into these streams with ready-made talking points and pretends he's watching these things for the first time, proving that he was afraid of showing his audience my rebuttal video.
So let me pull this up. Listen to it.
Brings us back to Zach's tweet.
Right.
Yes, this claim is racist because it was made by
racist. There we go. No, he's not. No, he's not saying you're racist. He's saying everything you're saying is racist and made a video about it. Right, of course.
Video where I spent the length of a
There you go. That's literally Asmongold argument over in Asmongold's mind. He's won the argument. That's his gotcha. That is his gotcha. Initially he says all he did was call me racist the whole video. And then he's proven wrong on that. All he did was say that the claims Asmongold had made were racist and debunks them in the video. And Asmongold says, see, okay, he didn't call me racist. He just called everything I've ever said racist. He even hyperbolizes in order to try to make what the Birdman said sound less reasonable. Because even on its face, it doesn't sound very unreasonable. You gotta love the voice.
Short film ramming my fist up your ass is the one you ran away from.
It's too
Ayo.
long.
We heard you the first time, coward.
That's what she
You
said.
don't need to pause every other second to reassure us, you insecure bitch. If you think your audience is so brain dead they can't sit through more than a couple of seconds of someone else talking, perhaps you should stop contributing to that and train them better. Red means shut the
train your
fuck up.
cockroach.
I'm still talking.
What is this?
Green
Is
means
this from his other video?
it's your turn to speak. You seem to have
confused.
difficulty understanding when someone hasn't finished making a point, so I have to get elementary on your ass.
So he made this.
You are low.
So he made this video for me.
Who else would I be making the video for? I'm using second-person pronouns, dipshit. Unlike you, I'm not afraid to directly address the person I have a problem with, and I don't have to send my audience to go do my dirty work.
Well, that's nice.
IQ, after all.
Okay.
Anyway, a few days ago, Zachariah here posted this tweet in response to Joe Bartolozzi refuting
Yes.
the claim that black people are more likely to commit crimes than white people.
Right.
Let's have a listen. Often
I
resort
like
to
how if you pay attention to Asmongold's chat, you can tell like none of them are actually following on any of the arguments Birdman's making. A big problem is that you can actually tell that Asmongold's audience has completely like replaced itself. I do want to say right here, I'm gonna call it on the Birdman part of this segment. Highly recommend you go check out the original video. It'll be linked down below. But I think, you know, I don't want to take any more of his content. What I do want to show you guys, though, is a video that I saw recently that was really, really interesting. It was made by someone with a relatively similar, like, position as me, where they used to be an Asmongold fan. And it's a documentary called The Fall of Asmongold. It's like 2 months old, and it's from a pretty small YouTuber. But it's pretty damn good, I'm not gonna lie. I'll show you guys the intro, and there'll be a link to this video down below in the description when this comes out as a YouTube video as well.
So you made it to the end of the video.
What camera stand do you use? It's called a Gatorade bottle. Oh, shit! Now we just call it candy. Oh my god! P.S. Send me a picture of your hairy feet.
Sup, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold. Cody knew it was gonna happen. Even his own brother knew that shit wasn't gonna happen. Cause
Mythic fucking Archimon. Congratulations. Oh, yes!
Classic moment
I
right
miss
there.
The old Kanye, straight from the gold Kanye, chop up the soul Kanye, set on his goals Kanye. I hate the new Kanye.
I hate that this song
Bad
applies
Kanye,
so
the
well
always
to Asmongold.
Kanye, spaz in the news Kanye. I miss the sweet Kanye, chop up the beats Kanye. I gotta say, at that time I'd like to meet Kanye. See, I invented Kanye. It wasn't any.
Like say what you want about Asmongold and Kanye, but this song absolutely hits like the right spot when it comes to Asmongold. It absolutely works.
Kanye. And now I look around and there's so many Kanyes. I used to love Kanye. I even had the pink polo. I thought I was Kanye. What if Kanye made a song about Kanye? Call him Mr. Old Kanye. Man, I be so Kanye. That's all it was, Kanye. We still love Kanye. And I love
You used to be happy, bro.
Kanye loves Kanye.
You used to be happy. No, being a chud grifter is a life of misery. Genuinely. Like, you can't tell me.
Making apologies because I think words don't matter. But I do think changed actions and changed behaviors do. And so you can take my apology as hopefully better content. And if you're not seeing that, I want you to hold me accountable. Hopefully this time I won't be stupid enough to ignore it.
Yeah, I guess Kanye did go crazy after his mom died too.
This tastes like shit. Good evening. My name is Detective Mike Schlongdong, and today we're here to investigate the
Detective Mike
disappearance of the beloved YouTuber Asmongold. You may know him as one of the biggest streamers of all time, but what you may not know is that he disappeared a long time ago. I can't fucking do it. You may be thinking, Asmongold's alive. What are you talking about? He hasn't been disappearing recently. This man and this man are not the same. And I'm here to figure that out.
Real.
It don't get any easier, you know that. Don't get any.
I am not the first person to have the take that I have. This is a fellow person who's like left-leaning, used to be a fan of Asmongold in the WoW days, and watched the degradation and disappearance of a person that once was. This is a really good documentary, by the way. We'll watch a little chunk of it here.
Easier after all these years.
Throw the cigarette in the water.
No, that's littering. There's a cop right there.
Oh.
It's rough, Tie-Dye Man. I've seen it many
Before
times.
I start this video,
one of the roughest for me will always be Tobuscus. I have to admit, I even sometimes go back and watch some old Tobuscus videos when I'm feeling extra nostalgic. Because I was watching that shit in like 6th grade and a little bit in 5th grade, like the summer between 5th and 6th a lot was when I was really into Tobuscus videos. And like, man, that was a long time ago. You know, I'm nostalgic, you know, it sucks, but bro really fell off.
I want to be honest. This was supposed to be the first video on this channel. I've made this video 4 times now, and every single time I finished it, done the writing, the editing, and the...
He explained some meta stuff around not wanting to have made this video because he doesn't want to become like a drama creator, but I highly recommend you listen to that part too, but I want to show you guys the sauce that he's bringing to the table here. You guys should watch this video. I cannot recommend this video enough. It will give you so much perspective that I have on Asmongold that I just can't give you by just saying stuff.
I play World of Warcraft. It's been my main game for as long as I can remember. I started in 2008 when my parents got me the battle chest for Christmas and agreed to pay for my subscription. I probably still have one of those old guidebooks laying around somewhere, so here it is if I do.
So yeah, this definitely did not come with the battle chest, but I mean, I have this. I had it laying around in my closet. 2008. Yeah.
I love this game. I don't care how much of a mess this game has become.
My uncle used to have so many gaming subscription magazines, and he'd always just have like a stack of them that would grow on the tank of the toilet for like reading material. And I'm not one who like reads while using the bathroom, but I would grab like a Game Informer and read one whenever I got the opportunity. And that was, you know, the premium publication for gaming stuff that would end up like showing up. And I remember when Infamous 2, one of my most anticipated games ever when I was a little kid, was announced. I remember I remember being like, please, can I have the Game Informer magazine that covers Infamous 2, please? And I would just reread that like 3-page section on Infamous 2 over and over and over again. That's what you had to do back then. You know, I didn't even have a computer or internet at that time, and I wouldn't for like another year.
Compared to how it used to be, the world and its lore has hooked me since I was a kid. But World of Warcraft has a problem. Sometimes you need guides, because if you put up the mount journal in the game, there are hundreds upon hundreds of mounts, but the game doesn't really tell you in detail how to get them. Usually it's tied to an achievement, or it just tells you the name of the vendor that sells it, but it doesn't tell you that you need to be exalted with a certain reputation to even think about buying it. And it doesn't tell you how to get exalted with that reputation. And the same goes for gold. There are so many ways to make gold in the game, but the game doesn't really tell you how to do it. So the best thing to do is go on the internet and find out.
Yep,
there were tons of World
like
of Warcraft guides back in the day for pretty much any problem you had in the game. But there was one issue. Most guides were not very helpful, or they were incredibly outdated, and that's where Asmongold came in.
The one thing that I haven't shown that a lot of people need to know, especially the ones that have all the pest mounted achievements by the way, is how to get a girlfriend in World of Warcraft.
You see, Asmongold did something simple and rare. He didn't bullshit you in his videos. If you watched one of his videos, you got exactly what you needed. Even now, most of his old guides still hold up because he knew what he was doing. He respected your time and didn't lie to you like the hundreds of different videos out there. During Mists of Pandaria, WoW YouTube was full of clickbait. There are so many videos out there around this time that are like, oh, you'll make 10,000 gold in an hour, or you'll get this mount in 30 minutes or less. And all of them were just straight up lying. They didn't want to actually help you with your problem, they only wanted you to watch their video. And Asmongold didn't do that. I wasn't really a fan.
Bro is still streaming in that same room. Yeah, this is, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with the layout, but this is like one of those attic rooms. Like, you know how some houses, instead of having an attic, it will be like you know how there's like unfinished basements and there's like in the same way there's unfinished attics. Like if you go up in your attic and it's like not the kind of place you'd want to be, it's unfinished. If you go down in your basement and it's not the kind of place you want to hang out, it's unfinished. But if you go down there and it's got carpet and it's like drywalled and there's lights and outlets and electricity and it's like, you know, got air conditioning and stuff, it's like, oh, this is a floor of the house. Like, you know, basements have this and some houses have that with their attic. And in the case of Asmongold's house that he grew up in as a child, his like secondary room has always been like his gaming room, not his bedroom, but his like entertainment, gaming, hanging out room has always been this attic upstairs area. And he's facing towards like a window. You know, I am too actually, but he's facing a window that's like basically like, if you've ever seen one of those houses where it's like you've got the roof slant and then a window right below it, he's facing one of those types of windows. And he has lived and streamed in this room his whole life, his entire fucking life. And you can track that across his entire streaming career.
Per se at this time, but every time I would look up something, he would be one of the first people to pop up. So I always knew who he was.
Oh my god! How can you be this bad? Do you have Mortal Strike bound to F12? Because you know what you should rebind it to? Alt F4. So nobody ever has to see you again. Granted, if people want to see you in the first place, they gotta scroll pretty far down on the damage meters. And you know something? After all my years of playing, I've learned something. It's that people who suck in the game suck in real life. Do you even have any friends? Because if you do, I certainly hope you don't ask them to play with you, because I would never inflict that on anybody that I care about.
Mr. Pandaria was peak WoW addiction for me. I played during Wrath and Cataclysm, sure, but around this time I still went outside, you know? But when Mr. Pandaria came out,
Dude, listen, I need you to know, it was a different time when I was a fan of Asmongold. And it wasn't just a different time, he was a different person. He wasn't full of hate, he wasn't some political right-wing chud. He was fun. And I will forever mourn the man that Asmongold was. Frankly, I'll forever mourn Asmongold, because he doesn't exist anymore. The person that is carrying his name today is not the same person that was Asmongold back in the day. He's just not.